Good
Roger.
evening.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very, very well. Here we are. Can you believe it? We've made it this far.
No, actually, our fourth. I
This
guess
is,
depends on how you count. It's either our fourth title or our third title. I guess depending on how you count them.
yeah. I mean, third officially, third box set, but fourth game, I guess, if we're counting all green alike. But
Yeah.
look how far you've come. This is quite astounding, and I'm over the moon excited about this tonight. I've been thinking about it all week. So, welcome to you. Welcome to anybody who is watching this after the fact. Thank you for joining us here on our little video series here, our little Civil War project that we have with the great campaigns of the American Civil War. Yes, as Roger said, this is our fourth go round. This is our newest title that we're doing tonight. And for anyone who watched last week's video, thank you for that. And hopefully that enticed you to join us tonight for our brand spanking new venture, which is, again, for anybody who watched last week, not a surprise. But we are here on the peninsula, the eastern peninsula of Virginia, the Old Dominion. We are starting our first scenario tonight. Uh, on to Richmond. I guess you have to say that with gusto. On to Richmond.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and that we decided that this made the most sense chronologically, even though this was the last of the official Avalon Hill releases for the game itself. It made perfect sense as we're, I guess, doing some kind of a quasi chronological order here that this made the most sense, and I think it's very exciting. And as you can see here, along with Roger and I, uh, we have some special bells and whistles that we bring to the table here, in the form of the advanced copy prototype map revisions for the upcoming re-release of On to Richmond / Grant Takes Command. And I want to right now, before we get started at all, I want to humbly thank the good people at Multiman Publishing. I want to thank Ed Beach and Chris Withers and Charlie Kibler, especially for his hard work here, and for Alberto Romero for all of his hard work on lending us the use of this Vassal module. So you guys are all getting, this is a treat for both us and for you. You're getting to see all of the improved mapping that Charlie is doing for the upcoming re-release sometime in the future, depending on when you watch this. It may be out already by the time you get on board with this. Don't know. But for us, it is sometime in the next year or two. So we are very excited about this. I am. Are you?
I am very excited, and I double the thanks to them for letting us do this. Yeah, this because this is fantastic.
I was
This is
blown away when
beautiful.
I fired it up, and I just put out a very simple question to Ed Beach, and I said, "Hey, we're thinking about starting this. We've arrived at this point. Do you guys?" Because I remember he had mentioned it in some past interview, and he said, "Oh yeah, we've got all the maps done." And I took a chance, and that chance has paid off. So we're all
Yes.
going to reap the benefits of this because the map is just absolutely gorgeous. I'm kind of scanning over it here, and we are only on one map of the two maps. We're on the southern map here with Petersburg and the James River and everything. But when it's put together with the north map and Richmond proper and the Chickahominy and everything off to the north, it is a sight to behold. So again, very very thankful to for the use of this, and we hope this inspires you to, when they put this onto pre-order, to jump on that and we can get this thing printed quickly. So what we're going to do here tonight is, I think every time that Roger and I reset the meter here and we start with the new chapter, we do just a quick introduction of myself and Roger, and then we will go over the overall premise, what we can expect from the title here as far as all of these scenarios. And Roger, I think you're the more studious Civil War academic here, because you read considerably more than I do. I'm thinly read, and you're probably widely read. So we'll talk about the overall campaign here, and then we'll look at the first scenario tonight, which is the Warwick Line. And what's neat about it is you can see we are really in the lower right-hand corner of the map, and we will not need to deviate from that. All the action is right here within a span of, say, 15 hexes by 12 hexes, so there's no need to be panning and zooming tonight. But to introduce myself, once again, my name's Patrick. This is now officially Patrick's Tactics and Tutorials YouTube channel, so welcome to that. If you've not yet subscribed, go ahead and click that subscription button, and I'll remind you again at the end. And we are endeavoring to go through all of the different scenarios. This started out with Roger asking me online for a little help with Vassal and Stonewall Jackson's Way, and it has burgeoned into quite the endeavor here. So I'm having a blast. Roger is kicking my tail left and right as we get going here. So his skills with the game have, I think, probably surpassed mine. I'm a decent teacher, but a middling player.
I think it's probably 30%. I haven't ran the stats.
Yeah,
it's not.
We're not keeping track. But my background, quick background summary: 40 years gaming, wargaming for the last 15 or 20 years. I love most hex and counter games. I love Ancients. I love World War II. Civil War is my ultimate favorite gaming theme. And game mechanics wise, I'm a huge fan of card-driven games and hex and counter games, and this one, just at the operations level, just scratches the itch that I love. So this has kept my interest for about 15 years. And I have used this as a platform to educate new players. I kind of saw the writing on the wall when I was getting into it, and I realized at that time, I wish there was a video series that would help, with some of the basic mechanics of the game. And so there was none, and I took it upon myself to kind of go through the rulebook and work on it and create a video series which seems to be having some lasting power now. After 7 years, it's still referred to, so it is a great starting point, and it is, of course, referenced here on YouTube, and we've got a playlist for that, so you can always start back on that. But having a great time. This is my first real go-through of the On to Richmond scenarios, so this will be a treat for me as well, especially with the new map. And it is a pleasure every Friday to get together with Roger and run through these scenarios back to back. So with that, I will turn it over to Roger and tell us all a little about you.
Well, I don't consider myself a gamer. I was taught to play chess by my dad when I was very young. I can't remember not knowing how to play chess. That was my dad's game. And when I was about 10 or 11, I saw, I guess now considered a classic Avalon Hill game, Africa Corps, in a 5 and dime store, and asked for it for Christmas, and I got it. And I played my brother, one of my older brothers, and a couple years after that, I got Richtoven's War. I don't believe I asked for it. I think they just bought it for me. I played that mostly solo. Went to college, did not do any gaming, but when I was a bachelor, Victory Games, the Civil War, played that, some again solo. When I got married, that became my go-to game. We're at the beach now, and that was my go-to game to the beach. 1 year I forgot it. Where we had at Esto, and I drove to Charleston game store and bought Roads to Gettysburg, which was my introduction to the great campaigns. And the Civil War is my interest history-wise. It's by far most of my books at home are about the Civil War. American Civil War. And a couple of years later, my wife bought me Stonewall Jackson's Way, and then I kind of got away from it for a variety of reasons. And last year, as you mentioned, your tutorial videos, I was watching some YouTube video on the Civil War, and yours showed up in the playlist. And I said, I've got a couple of those games, and watched one of your tutorials, watched them all, got my game back out because we now had a place where I could set it up and play it, and just got hooked on it again. To me, this is really, for me, it's educational because it really puts you in command of as you said, operations, and it gives to me a much better understanding of how hard it is. I have a much deeper respect for John Pope and Jordan McCollum playing these games. And as you said, I asked for help on Vassal, and I thought I'd get maybe an hour of somebody's time, and now we're, I don't know how many months.
Yeah, since
6,
March.
7.
Yeah, 7 months now. Yeah.
And I played almost every Friday. I think we did a couple Saturdays when we couldn't do a Friday, and having a blast and really enjoying it. And I think I'm getting better, but I still am learning, and this will be a learning experience tonight, I think, with this scenario for me.
I think so. Well, let's dive right into it. What I'm totally putting Roger on the spot here, but would you like from your own reading? Would you like to kind of set the stage for what On to Richmond is portraying for us as a whole for the title, just for the uninitiated?
Yeah, where we're at is this is I think we're in April of 1862,
right?
And this is the Peninsula Campaign. This is McClellan's against Abraham Lincoln's wish. He got his command to amphibious landing to, I guess it'd be Fort Monroe. I guess in this map, be sitting off to our right, down in the southeast, and it's where he landed at the Army of the Potomac. And he's going to advance up this peninsula that we're sitting. This is the very first obstacle he's going to run into, is this Warwick Line by Magruder. And it was a several-month campaign. I think the campaign game for this title is 100, I think, turns long, approximately.
Yeah, it's going to take you all the way into August, I think, late July or August, right?
Because you're going to march all the way up this peninsula, almost to Richmond. And, of course, Johnston is the general who's going to march down against his will. He didn't want to come down here either. And Davis makes him. And then, of course, he gets wounded off this map. And Lee takes command, and that starts the legend of the Army of Northern Virginia.
And we're going to see all of that in this. I like to think of this whole title the subtitle could have been, Little Mac's Big Idea.
Yeah.
But we're gonna, as Roger said, we're gonna get right to the footsteps of the suburbs of Richmond. As they always say, you can hear the bells from the church towers in Richmond, and then it's just going to melt all the way away. But I think there are 7 basic scenarios that we're going to go through, and like we've done in the previous videos, we will do these one per week. We'll do them back to back. So this week, tonight, I will start as the Union forces. I will be playing McClellan, and Roger will be taking Magruder and the Confederates. And then we will swap next week, and then at the end of each one, if you've not watched one of these yet, we do a little discussion: what we did well, what we didn't do well, how the dice have destroyed us, and our sensibility about what's fair in life. And I think he and I both we're going to spend an inordinate amount of time oohing and ahhing over the beautiful map. And we see, just to kind of, as I wave my hand over the map here, we see swamps. We see lots of swamps. We see provisional swamps. That is something that we have not had to deal with at all. And in future scenarios, as we go through them, there will be rain events that will cause some of this terrain to become completely impassable. So we are leaving the mountainous and the hilly areas of the valley for this very flat, swampy land here to the east, and it's going to definitely affect our movement and our tactics for approaching. So I'm excited about that. So specifically tonight, I'm going to go through, this is a good time to, we're about 15 minutes in. I'm going to just kind of do a quick overview of the scenario here tonight. I did not put this into the Vassal module, so I will just kind of do this from my book here, but to give you an idea of what's going on as you're following along. This is a 3-turn scenario. This is the first one, the Warwick Line. It is April 5th, 6th, and 7th of 1862. And our special events, our special rules for this, there are no random events. So as we found in the valley, rain will bedevil us, but we do not have any rain events. I guess they figured you get one scenario free, kid, without any rain. So
What's interesting is historically there should have been rain.
oh really, really?
Yeah, so that would have. That's one of the reasons why historically Macon does not attack. So
Well, and it's an interesting stage they've set up for us, but it's a good learning tool. Obviously, this is the first scenario of each of the titles is a tiptoe into the water kind of thing. The Confederate setup here, I've put on the map Wilcox and Colston here for Roger. He will have to put those into either, and they have to be individually. They can't be stacked. One can go into 4811. One can go into 4912 there, or one can go down to Mulberry Point. However, if he puts one into Mulberry Point, it cannot go under that fort that the 10th Georgia is in. So they're the only one under that entrenchment. The remainder of the other 5 here, the 3rd Virginia, Cobb, McLaws, Pryor, and Rains, I've got them all stacked in 5113. Roger has the choice of putting them, and he can stack them multiple into a single hex, but they have to stay within 5 hexes of 5113. So what you see here in these red circles that I've placed, that are placed on here rather, those are objective hexes. So all of the red circles are objective hexes. We will talk about them, but I've put some numeric markers, some Union force markers to kind of give you a heads up of what the values are victory point wise. But Roger's first big decision is where to set up. So that's one neat thing about this scenario is based on the Confederate player, it's potentially different every single time you play. The gist of this, why we call this the Warwick Line, is we have the Warwick River here between Yorktown and essentially Mulberry Point. And Magruder's forces have all of these readouts that are, again, another new feature. We will kind of look through those together. They are basically pre-printed entrenchments on the map that only the Confederates get the benefit of. So when those come up, we will talk about those briefly. Confederate reinforcements. Roger will also, starting with the first turn, he will roll a die to see if he gets some of the forces. I believe there are 3 forces that I've put into his reinforcement. I can't see it because I'm a Union player, but he has one of 3 reinforcements. That'll be Early, Griffith, and Featherston that can come onto the map. Basically, he will roll on a 1 or a 2. Then he gets the first one, which is Early, and then on the next turn he will have to make a subsequent attempt. So each time, each turn, he can make an attempt. Potentially he could get all 3 of them, but if he does not get that, then those reinforcements do not arrive. Up under Magruder at Yorktown, there is the Confederate siege artillery, and that can neither move, or it can still be used in defense, of course, but it cannot move. So if it's attacked and caused to retreat, then it is just eliminated completely. Sedgwick down here is at 5816. He is, although part of the 2nd Corps, he's actually attached to Heinzelman's 3rd Corps, so Heinzelman can activate him as per usual. And then I, as the Union player, will also get reinforcements. Mine are a little different. I've actually got mine, I've got a variety of them. I've got a couple of cavalry, I've got Sykes Division, and I've got 3 artillery pieces. I've actually got horse artillery and the 1st and 2nd artillery reserves. I can bring those on at any time I like. I just have to pay a movement point. They come on here at 5818 down here in the lower right point of the map, and I just pay movement points to bring them onto the map. If I don't have enough movement points to move them farther, they will just come to 5818 and stop. Neither one of us can build any bridges. The bridges that are on the map are there. Does not say we cannot destroy them, however. So as we learned last week, as we reinforced last week, that units opposite an enemy unit cannot make an attempt to destroy a bridge. However, if the enemy has a zone of control into the other side of the bridge, that's when you can make an attempt with a negative modifier. So, or a positive, whatever the one is that's detrimental to your attempt. And then finally, the control markers there indicate that the Confederates have control of a variety of things. Let's talk about them right now. We've got Halfway House, which is the ultimate Union goal. They're trying to push all the way up to the halfway house, I guess, to kick a narcotics addiction. I don't know. McClellan's on the sauce, perhaps. But anyway, up here for the 8 points, and this is control at the end of the game. Yes, control, not occupy necessarily, right? Yorktown is worth 6 victory points. Mulberry Point is worth 4 victory points, and then each and every one of these 5 readout hexes here along the Warwick River are worth 2 victory points apiece. So that's potentially 10, of course, maximum of 10 victory points for that. It is a -5 if the Union fails to control any of those 8 objective hexes. So talk about kicking while you're down. If you don't get any of them, you're going to dig yourself even farther in the hole. Well, I am. And then this one is a relatively light +1, -1 for manpower losses, as per usual. The Union marginal that they need to achieve for a basic victory is 7 victory points. Anything less than that, of course, we start at 0, but anything less than that is a Confederate victory. What are your thoughts, Confederate player, as we open this up?
I thought, as a beginning scenario, that the Confederate player gets to set his units is interesting. That they did that, because you don't know what to do.
Right, right.
And I don't think we've had a scenario set up where you basically your entire command is than a couple units.
Right.
You can place.
Yep.
And so that's unique. You've got the manpower. I think it's
oh boy, howdy! Yes, I mean McClellan. Look, it's 21. That is I think that is the single highest manpower token in all of the gaming sets. 18 used to be the one that I would see all the time, but 21 now surpasses that. So I think that is the highest one.
So it's I think this is but it's interesting. You've got more artillery, but as I read the terrain here, I think it's mostly rough terrain.
It is mostly rough, yeah.
A couple rolling up by Yorktown and woods, of course. So the artillery is probably not going to play much of a role. We do have some. Do you want to go over some rules for On to Richmond?
Why don't you, since it sounds like you've researched them. I looked through, but I didn't see anything specific, but other than the readouts. But if there's something you want to bring up, go ahead and do it.
Yeah. For March action, we're back to all green alike. The Confederate player rolls 1 die, but does not increase the roll by 1. But they do have a min move of 2. So that's the March action for the Confederate player.
Great, yes. I've pulled that up. I had forgotten that, so thank you. That reminded me as well.
For the Union Activate Leader, same thing. As we played with Stolen Valley, you get the 1 die, does not increase the dice by 1, and you have the min move of 1 or 2. And for the Confederate, they don't get the normal, what I would consider the normal +2. For infantry, they only get the +1.
Right.
Now, the special rule for On to Richmond, which affects the Union player. If you win an active, and I missed this, I played this scenario solo months ago, and I did not use any of these rules. Special rule for On, and I saw it in the On to Richmond book, and sure enough, it's in the main rules. If you win with a die roll of 4 or less, you only can select 1 unit.
Oh, boo! Boo, I say! We're going on to Richmond, not sluggish to Richmond.
Yeah. If you win by 5, you can select 2. If you win by the roll 6, you can select as many as you want. If the third player passes, then you can select as many as you want.
Okay, that's fantastic. I say that now. I love what it's simulating, but and now I understand why I have 21 manpower in a single division. Just move 1 division. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
oh
exactly.
Boy! So it's 4, 5, or 6. 4 or less is 1. 5 is 2. 6 is 3.
6 is
or pass is as many.
Or 5 passes as many as you want.
Nice.
As well.
That is fantastic.
And I have a feeling they rewrote that because it actually says 1 if you win with a 1 to 4, which of course you're never going to win with a 1. So.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah. Yeah. So
I think they may have rewritten it to initially may have just been whatever your die roll is.
Sure. Sure. Um,
So anyway, yeah,
well,
it's restrictive for the Union on
it
this, I think.
is. It is, and there are many paths to victory here. So I'm going to. I was going to say let's jump right in.
Okay.
And go ahead and do your setup, and I will edit this part out. Once you get everything set up, then we will continue on, and we will get started.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see.
So you have selected everyone's location there, and that looks like a decent enough setup. I mean, everybody's guarding a bridge or a water crossing of some kind. And Cobb is kind of screening for Magruder out there. So, yeah, I think we're ready to get started. I don't have any leader transfers, so I'm going to keep everyone where they are to start. Would you like to move Magruder anywhere?
Yeah, I'm gonna move Magruder. Move him to Cobb. I think that's where I want him to be. I think this is, you take Yorktown and you got your victory points. Because you get the 6 plus the siege artillery gets blown out of there. So that's 8 right there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's where I've got to defend.
Forward defense, yes, and that is the only hole in the water line there. So that's definitely a possibility. Of course, the dice are going to play a huge influence on what I do.
Yeah, yeah.
Mulberry Point is very tempting, but boy, there's no easy way to get there from here. So
yeah, that's the other. I figured. Yeah, I think 2 options. You go for Yorktown, or you go to turn the southern flank.
Right.
And open up a possibility for you to make a run to halfway house.
Yeah. So
I think so. This is the die are going to be important.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't see any way for me to do anything offensively.
That's right.
Not on day 1 anyway.
Well, why don't you give us the initial initiative roll?
I want to roll for my reinforcement.
Oh, of course. Right. That's the most important thing. Do it.
I don't get it. Okay. I will do the initiative.
Okay.
And it's my initiative.
Hmm.
And I'm going to start by passing.
Wow. See,
I want to see what you're going to do.
And I know what you're doing. You're going to try to get me to activate multiple units, and we're going to roll a 1, and it's just going to be a rainy, crappy day. Gosh, I haven't even really considered what my opening is, but I think, let me see here. Let me look at my reinforcements. So I don't get anything until turn 2, so it's moot on turn 1. So I think what we'll do is we will... I think we'll send... Heinzelman will activate Hamilton. And we will activate give him a fatigue, and we will now give him a movement. And this is as we've seen before, my movement is going to be just a die roll with a minimum 2, sadly. So here goes, and hooray!
Here we go.
Here we go. All right, so we'll go 1, and then fork in the road. Which way do we go? Let's go 2. Bum bum bum. All right, here's the next initiative. It is mine again. So we will have Heinzelman activate Hamilton again, and I won that with a 6, so I could actually activate 3 units. I will activate Sedgwick as well, and gosh. I might as well get Heinzelman moving too, or Porter rather. So all 3 of them will activate. We got to seize the initiative while we can. Here's their movement, minimum 2. It's a 3. So Hamilton goes 1, 2, and 3. Heinzelman will go 1, 2, 3. Sedgwick will go 1, 2, and 3. Okay, initiative. It's mine again. Another big 6.
That's another 6.
Whew. All right. We will have Heinzelman activate Sedgwick and Porter. They will go to fatigue level 2. And here's their movement. It's a 3 again. So 1, 2, and 3. And we will just do a minimum move to there. And that is good. Initiative. It is yours, sir.
Activate Wilcox. Here's his move. He gets a min move too. So he's going to go to there. So initiative. It's mine again. I'll try to move Wilcox a little further. It's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's as far as he can go. Initiative. It's mine again.
Blast and damn those dice.
Right, let's see. She's going to need, so I'm going to do Wilcox again. Activating with Magruder just to see where his movement roll is going to be. Here's his extended march. It's 3. He's fine. He can just slide over 1 to there. Initiative. Mine again. Let's see if I can get Colston to back up my line here. He gets a 5. 1, 2, 5. Initiative. Mine again, so I will do Colston again. This time with Magruder.
And in tonight's show, the role of McClellan will be played by 2d6.
Let's see, so that's a 4. He gets a +1. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3. I can get to there. 4, 5. Initiative. It's yours with a 6.
Oh, there it is. Keys will activate Smith and Couch, and they will get a movement of 3. So 1, 1, 2, and 3. Couch follows behind 2 and 3. Initiative. Mine again. I can only activate 1. Now, is that only for march actions, or is that also for assaults?
I think it's just for, let's see. Unit player performing activate leader action is limited to the number of units he may select, the number he rolled during the just complete initiative segment of the current action phase.
So activate leader is not the same as...
That's the same thing. So I think if you want to do an assault, I think that's a separate process.
Right, okay.
This is because this is only in the
Sure.
activate leader section. So yeah, I think you want to.
Okay. Well then, Keys, I think will he'll bump Smith up to fatigue level 2, and here's his movement. It's 4, so he will go 1 and 2. We'll get that there. Initiative. It's mine again. Keys will activate Couch. Go to fatigue level 2. Here's his movement. It's 6. So 1, 2, and I think it's a +2 in there because I have more than 11. Gosh.
Yeah.
I have to get used to this. Enter, let's see, more than 11 +2, yeah. So that is enough to get into there and join. Okay. Initiative. It is mine again. Might be the time to do this, but Keys does not seem too keen to do attacks. But we will try. So Keys will activate Smith to fatigue level 3, and he will attempt an assault on Rhodes. Yes. We'll attempt an assault on Rhodes. So here is his command roll. And it does not go off. I have a feeling that's going to be quite usual in this game. Initiative. It's mine again. Alright. I think we need to...
I think that's the offset of the manpower.
I think
command.
so, yeah. Well, gonna have to go for the biscuit here. So Heinzelman will activate Sedgwick to 3, and we'll attempt an assault on Magruder. And here we go. Here's his command. It goes off. Okay. He will now send an orderly over to McClellan's tent and attempt to get a grand assault. Let's see if that comes off. It does. So we can bring in one extra hex. Do I want to bring in Hamilton, or we will bring in Hamilton. So activate him. And it's the first time I get to pull out the numbers pad here. Alright, so we get +1 for an assault. We have an even on tactical. I have 35 to 14, which is 2 to 1, so +1 ratio. And I have 7 pieces of artillery to your 2, so that's pretty considerable. Let's see. I have a +5 in going into rough, so that is no effect. Bummer. That's not helpful at all. Wow.
+2?
Can you believe it?
For all that?
All that. +2. This. Oh, it's going to be a long night. I just have a feeling. Alright, so I'm going to throw my combat dice. As per our convention, Union is the left die, Confederate is the right die. Here goes. +2. Woo! It's a +5.
+5. Rats.
That is a +5. I take back everything I've ever said about the die roller.
3DR. Ouch.
+5.
Ouch. That's a rout.
Is 3DR. Wow. And I have 35, so I am going to take 1 EA. So, alright, victory points. So CSA losses to 3, USA losses to 1. And I'm going to take that off of Hamilton.
I took 2 off of Wilcox and 1 off of Cobb. So that was a rout. I can go back to Yorktown, 2, 3. I gotta follow the road all the way back to there. And that hex is yours. The White House. Ouch.
I advanced everybody.
Yeah.
Yes, yours is good at D1 there. That was pretty significant. Now I obviously didn't get any hexes for my trouble, but I am sitting pretty now at the siege of Yorktown. So here's the next initiative. It is yours.
Okay. Gonna activate Reigns. He's gonna go to T, yellow, green. He's just gonna do a min move to Yorktown. Here's initiative. Mine again. Do the same thing with Colston. He's going to orange, so here's his extended march. He is fine. So he's going to fall back to there. Initiative. Mine again. Fall back to 3rd Virginia is going to fall back to Yorktown. Initiative. Mine again. Going to activate Cobb with Magruder. So he goes all the way to red. Here's his movement. That's what I needed from him. Here's his extended march. It's the 2. So they've got 7. 1, 2. He has 7. He's got plenty to get in there. And initiative. I'm going to have to pass, I think. I don't see what I can do.
Okay.
Other than jam a bunch of guys into Yorktown.
Right.
Wait for the assault here.
This is a dilemma. So you've passed, so I can activate as many as I wish.
As you want. Yeah.
So, I think Heinzelman will activate all 3. We will get a movement of 5. So, Sedgwick will do an extended march first. He gets a +2 to this roll. And he's going to flip. So he will get disorganized, and he will go here. Hamilton will get an extended march of +2, and he gets 5, so he's okay. So he will go to there and flip. And then Porter will just move into there. And so begins the siege of Yorktown. Alright, initiative. It is yours.
Okay, let's see. I'm going to activate my claws.
I thought you might. A little scrappy McClaws.
It's a 4. So he's going to go to 1. 2. Initiative. It's yours.
I think Keys will activate Couch for an assault attempt on Pryor. And here is his attempt command roll. It goes off. Okay. So in Pryor's case, it is a +1 for assault, +1 for tactical, plus. So we're gonna have to look at the ratio because you're gonna get there's no entrenchment, so you get 1.5. So you're at a 6. So I am 17 to 6. The readout. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think it's a 17 to 6, which is a 2 to 1. And you've got 1.5 artillery, and I've got 4, so that's covered. So yes, so I've only got +1 for ratio, not +2. So I think it's just a +3 and then -2 for the river. Yeah, so -2. So just a +1. So he is definitely sending them into the breach. All right. So with a +1, with the Union on the left, here is Couch's attempt to cross the river. Ooh!
Wow.
Wow! It is it's +6. Yeah.
So a 4 and a 4 and a +6 is a 2 DR.
Mm-hmm.
Ouch. Now, how does he get out of there? He has to follow the road to Wyman's Mill.
Yep.
And he has to follow the road to further away. He can follow the road through McClaws. 2, 3, 4. But he can go 6. His last 2 he could.
Okay. Couch then, I think, just gets an end. And he goes into the hex. Okay. Initiative. It's mine again. I will pass.
You passed. You know what? I'm feeling lucky because the dice have been good tonight.
Sure you don't want to sleep on it, sir.
Well, at this point, this got over very quickly.
It's only the first turn.
I know. Siege, Artillery, Ward, Rains, and Colston. Let's go all 4 of them because Siege ain't going anywhere anyway. Here's his command roll. 1 would be nice. It's a 4. One of them can go in. So we will select Mr.
And I'm presuming it's McClellan you're going after there since you have the flank.
Yes,
okay.
I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. I figured.
Hamilton, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I got one guy going in. So that's going to be Wendy Colston. So that's a 4 to your 12.
So it would be a -2. And you're going to get a 3 on the final flank, so that comes back. And there is there is no, wow, there is no water feature between us.
Yeah, there's no creek. Yeah, there's no creek.
So you're looking at
So
a
it's
+2?
+3 and -2 for ratio. And artillery is a wash, so I have 4 up, 2 down for a final +2.
Let's see, your artillery is a -3
-3
in rough.
rough.
So
it does count. -3 is a die roll.
right. So how about I do the die roll?
You do die roll.
If it's even, we use some cannons. Here we go.
Yep.
It is not even, so no cannons. We're swabbing them out.
So the final
So I
is a
got
+2.
+2.
No rain. Okay, here we go. +2.
Oh!
8 to
2.
Plus
So +6.
6.
Wow. It's a bloodbath. It's a bloodbath here at the Warwick Line tonight, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
it has been.
All right, so +6. I've got 12, right? And that is 3 DR. And, well, if we were using panic rules, I would be panicked.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so I will give you 3 USA losses there. So it is now 4-5. Heinzelman loses 3. All right, so we are demoralized, and we've lost 3 manpower, and we go back 1, and then back to Winds Mill, which seems to be the route for all routes. That's 2, and then 3, and 4. Okay. Well, that was a nice repulse. So you can take that spot if you like.
Well, let's see. You just took control of all 3 of those hexes.
I did. So
yeah, that's fine. Man, because you still have Porter and Sedgwick sitting there. I'm only Colston where he is.
Okay.
So here's the initiative. It's mine again. I'll activate my claws.
Old Sneaky McClaws.
4.
You can get 1 of them back, but you can't get 2.
I can get 2. No, I can't because Porter. Let's see, that's a creek there, not
Porter's got 2 zones, and Couch has 1.
Yeah, I'm gonna go there. So we'll initiative. It's yours again.
I am not going to press my luck, so I will pass.
Okay. I will pass as well, I guess. Yeah, I'll pass.
Yeah. Okay. So we will end the turn. We will recover in the sunshine. And boy, look at all that exhaustion.
Yeah, it was quite a first phase.
Move on
Bloodbath here.
Turn 2. And reinforcements check first for you.
Okay. I think I needed a 1 or a 2, I believe.
That is correct.
Yep, so no reinforcements for me.
All right, so we can move on to leader transfers. And I believe I will transfer Heinzelman and McClellan up to Porter.
Mm-hmm.
And Hamilton will just rest. I think I'll actually move Keys up to Couch as well. All right, so that is all. We are ready for first initiative, so I guess I'll roll it for this turn. Here we go. It is yours.
Yeah, I'll activate my claws. Take him to green. Here's his movement. It's 3. We take Winds Mill. Initiative. It's mine again. Well, I think I've got to try something crazy because I'm. So I'm going to activate.
Crazy, man, crazy.
I'm going to activate claws again. Here's his movement. 2. We're going to cross the burnt chimneys. Initiative. Mine again.
Crud. I want to flank there either because if I go to 5512, then I don't have zone of control to 5411. So that wasn't very bright either. Unless I attack Hamilton. I'm going to increase his fatigue. Here's his movement. It's a 6.
Oh, Roger.
Extended march.
Oh, 3. Man.
So, this is going to be 5 to 10 with a -1.
To get the +1 for prepared.
+1 for prepared, and it's woods. There's no artillery.
Yep.
And there's obviously no flank, so it's just going to be a straight-up attack.
Yep.
So let's see what happens. It's a -2.
It's a -2.
It's going to cost me manpower.
Yes, 1 manpower.
He's going to be able to take 2. Yeah, well. That was stupid. Well, I don't know if it was stupid. This is just not. At this point, it's going to be one massive assault on their Yorktown. Or you're going to smash roads. One of the two. Okay, initiative. It's yours with a 6.
Mm-hmm. All right. So many options here.
Yeah, your reserves can come pouring in.
Yeah. Sykes could come in for 2 movement points. So let us. But I think I got the bigger pressing issues here. I have 3 options. I can bring in reinforcements. I can keep Magruder tied up, try to get some potential areas back, or I can press on towards the halfway house. And I like the idea of pressing on to the halfway house, so I'm going to do that. Keyes is going to activate Smith and Couch, and they're going to get a movement of 2. So he will just do a minimum move to there and minimum move to there. Moved here is our next initiative. It is mine again with 4, so I can activate 1 unit. Yes, we will activate Porter with Heintzelman. Here's his movement. It's a 3, and he will just do a min move to there. Initiative. It's mine again with a 3. So I will attempt to bring Sykes on the board. He is in my reinforcements. So here is his movement. It's a 6. Okay. And he costs 2 movement points to come on the board at 58-18, as I recall. Yes. So we will move him right down there. He comes on 2 and 3, 4, 5, and 6. Initiative. It is yours.
I think I'm going to activate roads. His movement. 4. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Initiative. Mine again. I'll activate roads again. 2. 1, 2. Initiative. Mine again. I'm going to pass.
Okay.
So you can activate as many as you would like.
Keyes will activate Smith to 2. And here's his movement. It's a 6. He will go with him. And here's his extended march roll. +1. And he will flip those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Initiative. It's mine again. We'll march Couch to 2. And here's his movement. It's a 3. His extended march +1. He's okay. So 1, 2. I like that spot right there. Nice defensible terrain with a creek all the way around it.
Mm-hmm.
Initiative. It is yours.
I'm gonna attempt an assault on Sedgwick.
Okay.
With Magruder. And once again, for penny and for pound, we'll go in with everybody. See if we, other than the first Virginia. So it's going to be and not Cobb. So it's going to be Bynum, Colston, Rains, Ward, the Siege Artillery. Here's their attempt. 4. So one guy can go in again. We'll use Colston again.
Okay.
So it's 4 to 12, which is a -3, correct?
It's
3 to
1 to 3, so it's -2. Yeah.
-2.
Yeah.
Um, 3 to 2 for Sedgwick, so that's +1.
Okay.
1 for the type. Artillery is probably going to be a factor here.
It's a
'cause I think that's
-4. Yeah, -4, and rolling is a -2.
So it's a -2 final?
Yeah, -2.
-2. Ooh. -4. No, negative, yeah, -4.
Yeah, -4.
Ouch.
Alright.
Didn't even scratch the paint. Oh, and that's a 2D.
Oh boy.
Keep digging the hole, Roger. Just keep digging the hole. That was a low odds attack, wasn't it? Initiative. Mine again. I'm going to pass.
Okay.
Didn't even fatigue Sedgwick.
Well, the only thing I think I want to try to do is assault Mulberry Point with keys. So they will go to fatigue level 3. And here is their assault roll. It does not occur. Okay. Initiative. It's mine again. As you say, in for a penny, in for a pound. They're going to go to fatigue level 4 and attempt it again. Here's their command. It goes off this time. Okay. So +1 assault. +2
12.
+2 tactical. Really? Is it 10? Well, they've got a fort there, so.
Oh, it's 4. So it's
yeah.
3. Oh.
So yeah, it's only 4. It's only 4 to 1. So it's a +3 for ratio, and you have no artillery, and I've got 4, which I think I've just covered in. You're in a swamp anyway, so it's no artillery there. So I think I'm just looking at assault, tactical, and ratio. 4 + 6. And, okay, so here's the Union +6. And it is a +9 result, which I think just wipes them out. Yes.
Yes. It's a 2DR with an asterisk.
All right. So just take a
Where's the delete? There it is.
manpower loss for that. And they will
Oh,
advance.
it's an interesting little symbol. I wonder what that is.
That is a cannon. Yeah, it's a little fortress cannon symbol. Shooting behind ramparts.
Facing the wrong way.
Well, facing
like Singapore all over again.
the amphibious landings they're expecting from way over there. Initiative. It's mine. I will pass.
I will definitely pass as well.
Okay. All right. So we will end the day. Recover. Everyone recovers. We move the turn marker to our last turn, and you get another reinforcement attempt.
Here we go. No reinforcements. Richmond says you're on your own, buddy.
Yule is otherwise engaged, yes. not today. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. It was early, not Yule. It was one of the E guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I believe I will move Keys up to couch, and I like McClellan and Heinzelman where they are, so they will stay there.
I'll leave him right where he is for now.
All right. Why don't you give us the initiative for the beginning of turn 3?
Okay, here we go.
And off you
I
go.
win the initiative.
Do.
Okay. Bringing the claws back across his river. Here's his movement 4. And here's his extended march 3. So he's okay. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, initiative. Mine again. Activate Wilcox with Magruder. Magruder is going to transfer to Wilcox. Here's his movement. So 1, so he gets to go 2. 1, 2. Okay, initiative. Mine again. And I'll activate Rhodes with Magruder. He's going to go 2. 1, 2. And initiative. Mine again. And I'll activate Wilcox with Magruder. Here's his movement. Gonna make him then move to there. Initiative. It's yours with a 6.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yep.
All right. Wow. Can't pass up that opportunity now, can I? So Heinzelman will activate Porter to 1. Here's their movement. Oof.
Move.
Yeah. So they will go to there and make a prepared attack on Magruder. So +1 prep. Tactical is a wash. It is 21 to 4, so that's plus. It's 5 to 1, so +4 ratio. And then we got 6 hexes covered, but 2 of them are going to come off.
Woods hexes. 5210 and 5111.
Yes. So
You don't have a road into 5210 or 5111.
correct. So they count as covered and then uncovered because I don't have roads into them. So,
Yeah.
so +2 is the final flank, I believe, on that.
Mm-hmm.
And is there an artillery duel? I've got 4 to 1 in.
That's a wash, I think.
In rough, yeah, I think it is. Yeah. It's +3, yeah. So no effect. All right. So we're just looking at +7, just. All right. Here's
This is
+7. And it is a +5 result. So that's going to give you something on my side too, I think. +5 at 21 is a 1 EA.
2 DR again. Dang it. Well, I don't know. This is just
1. I think you are going to take 1 more somewhere, either way.
yeah. I think looking at the retreat choices. Obviously, we don't have a road. We don't have option 3, option 4. Retreats into an enemy's but not any occupied. Retreats into X more distance out of. So how does Zoc Woods Hex affect Zoc?
It is a normal. Once it's restricted is only for movement, not for retreat.
So if I go,
yeah.
so that's going to be a 1-man power loss for
Correct.
1-man power loss. Either
Right.
way.
Right.
If I go this way,
And the next route would be...
You could go to McLaws, yeah.
I could go to McLaws. And I could go continue south. 1, 2 to there, right? And 3 and 4.
Okay. So, all right. And they will not advance. They did take a manpower loss, so we decreased them from 21 to 20. And it was just an end action, so that is all. Initiative. It's yours.
I'm going to pass. I think this game is over. I don't see. It's just been one disaster after another.
No, I will certainly pass as well, and we will look at the final victory point tally here. So it's 4, 6, 8, 10 for victory point locations, and then I've got 5 to 12, so another 7. So 17 is the final union, which I believe is a union decisive. Yeah, for that one, 15 or more. So, final thoughts. What do we think about this one tonight?
Well, it went south for me in a hurry, and then I got just sloppy, and I don't know what to say about it. This was just not a well-played game by me. I mean, when I started moving my claws, I wasn't thinking, I was looking at the flanks, thinking I could set up some flanks, and because once you got in there, there was no way I could get you out, and I really couldn't come up with a way to stop you just steamrolling me.
Well, I think the battle outside of Yorktown that you attacked out of Yorktown was, obviously a 3DR, so that was pretty darn effective on Hamilton. That took him he took that chess piece off the board. I do think, and I will certainly reserve my full opinion about playing the Confederates until next week, but I think having these decent pieces only on the receiving end, just sitting there, just waiting to see what the Union is going to do, that's challenging enough. And then, of course, knowing your playstyle, how effective you are at making precision attacks with the Confederate side. I think that is your natural instinct, especially as we've seen in the Valley and of course with Stonewall. And this is just different enough that, I was stricken with how hard it is for the Union player with all of that manpower to get anything. That first attack was a +2. I mean, really? All of that for a +2 modifier? Gosh. And with nothing but potential disaster looming at the end if you don't roll a 6. Luckily, I rolled the 6. And then you made a couple of, I think, gut checks that you were like, I'm just, I'm going to attack because that's what they do. And those low odds attacks are just really, really hard, even with low pieces like that, small pieces. So getting beat at the White House there with Magruder early on, that set the tone, and I think that's when the steamroll got going. And then once Keyes managed to get across the dam,
across the bridge,
yeah.
And
then beyond that, it was kind of whack-a-mole. It's like, oh well, if McLaws is going to try to take these points away from me, I'll wait him out, And then when Mulberry Point became a possibility, I said, forget it. I don't need the halfway house. I'll just go for Mulberry Point and some of these readouts. So yeah, for the Union player, there is a wide variety, but that is a huge gap for the Confederate to cover. And if they get a breakthrough at any point, then it's just rolling it up. It seemed like, But we will see how next week goes. But this is a different mindset without a doubt. Especially having the limitations on movement, you can't predict that I'm going to get to move 3 divisions. So there's certainly no long range planning for McClellan. But that's what I see about this.
Well, I thought my setup, I think that drives, I thought that made sense to plug that hole at the White House with the biggest unit.
Yeah.
And then to protect his flank by putting somebody out there. But then, of course, it certainly didn't work out. And the other option was just line up on the redoubts but I looked at the point score. I was, I can't just give you Yorktown,
Right.
and I then try to hold on, because that's just not going to work either.
I think that just the way, when I was listening to my opponent speak, and you were putting such gravity, such considerable weight on Yorktown, that you were just sure that was my flanking move to go there. And to me, I was kind of treating that as a feint, because I wanted to keep the pressure on Magruder there, and then see what Keyes could do getting himself across the river. And it worked out better than I anticipated. I was certainly ready for a -3, DR kind of thing for myself, but this is going to be interesting to switch sides on next week and see if I can do, because your setup seemed appropriate. I mean, that's exactly what I would do, is plug all the fords, right? That White House hex is really interesting. It's nestled between two unfordable rivers, so it's protected there, and it's acting as a buffer for Yorktown. So that I thought that was ingenious, putting that guy there. I managed to get a couple of good moves to get the forces up to bear, and I got a grand assault. So McClellan proved his worth once.
Yeah, that was I needed those command rolls to go my way.
Right, more historically.
Yeah, well, like I said, this should be a rain turn.
That's right.
It should be raining, right. I think, on the first day anyway. I don't know about the other 2 days. But
so we have completed the first half of the first scenario, and this is where we put it to you, gentle viewer. Go ahead and let your thoughts be heard.
Yeah.
Make some comments below. Let us know what you're thinking.
Things people will say.
Yeah. And if you have not yet subscribed, go ahead and click the subscribe button, and you will see all these, because I think the next 4 months, the next 16 weeks, we're going to be doing these 8 scenarios, because we've got 7 in the book, and then we've got the Gaines Mill scenario from online. So we got plenty ahead of us, and we are so excited that you're here with us tonight. And we hope to interact with you online, and leave a comment. Leave us a strategy tip. We will certainly respond in kind.
Yes, I need them. Give me all the tips you got.
It's the first scenario jitters. You got them. It's okay. You shake them off now. Well, Roger, you have a great rest of the weekend, and we will see you all here next week. Have a good one.
You too. Thanks.
Sure.
Bye-bye.
Bye.